Want to move on and discuss a few rankings debates that people are probably having internally with themselves with Christian McCaffrey and Elijah Mitchell, Paulson, because I've not heard your opinion on this situation just yet. Christian McCaffrey, of course, 18 touches to Elijah Mitchell's 19 in Mitchell's first game back post-bye against the Chargers Sunday night. And more importantly, Mitchell outcarried Christian McCaffrey 18-14. What are your thoughts moving forward on both of these players' situations?
Well, I don't know about you, John, but this was really surprising to me that Mitchell got this much work, period. Like even rest of the season looking at it with this sort of touch share, but also the fact that it was his first game back and they gave him this sort of workload. I think what this reveals is that Kyle Shanahan and company view Mitchell as good or better of a pure runner than Christian McCaffrey. They may also view McCaffrey as a player that needs to have his workload limited given all his injuries the last couple of seasons. And we're just not going to see the massive 25 plus touch workload for McCaffrey that we've seen him at times get in Carolina. So, 18 touches is still a lot of work for him, and he can still deliver steady RB1 type numbers with that sort of workload. But, overall RB1 type numbers are probably not within reach as long as Mitchell is healthy and they're giving him this sort of workload. And I think for Mitchell's sake, he's not going to catch a lot of passes, but he's going to be a touchdown dependent, RB2, RB3 type who could get there with a 100-yard game and a touchdown. They are still kind of run heavy, which is a little bit surprising as well. I thought they might go more pass heavy, but they went very run heavy, 32 carries for these two backs. So I think that moving forward, I think you're looking at McCaffrey as an RB1, obviously top 5, top 7 type player on a weekly basis. And then Mitchell's kind of working in that, 15 to 25 range based on the matchup and, his usage in the recent weeks.
My spin of it is that I am skeptical of Elijah Mitchell's touches. And I think this is the Christian McCaffrey floor performance. McCaffrey, who still ran the 4th highest route rate of any running back in week 10. And he finished as the RB11 on fewer touches in half PPR and PPR leagues than Elijah Mitchell. And I believe it was catered against a Chargers defense, allowing a league high in rushing yards per game, because even Deebo Samuel had 4 carries. That's the first time since week 3 Deebo Samuel has had more than 2 carries in any game. And so I just chalked it up to this is how the 49ers plan on attacking the Chargers specifically. And if that's the case, Sam, I've gone into this week wanting to buy Christian McCaffrey everywhere, thinking, again, that's his floor.
Yeah, and I think you can get away with getting him at a slightly lower value, especially for the Christian McCaffrey managers that were watching the game, because Christian McCaffrey got out snapped in the red zone 9-8 compared to Elijah Mitchell, and there were so many shots of Christian McCaffrey just standing on the sideline when they're in the red zone and close to the goal line, and I have to imagine that frustrated McCaffrey managers. And I think it is one of those potential situations, again, that was mentioned about maybe they are limiting McCaffrey right now, not giving him some of the quote-unquote empty touches that he doesn't need to take on his body. We heard, I think the Panthers this offseason talk about that in a sense as well, because the 49ers are in it for the long term and they want to be able to use him in the postseason. I do think that the run-heavy nature of the 49ers game plan this past week was dictated a lot by the Chargers' run defense and how bad it is. So I wouldn't be that concerned overall. I guess from a pass catch, a rushing perspective, but it is something that I am monitoring. Elijah Mitchell, I do agree that he's more touchdown dependent than McCaffrey. McCaffrey is still getting an elite workload in the passing game, which is what he's known for. So I do think, again, whether people think that McCaffrey is a buy low. I think that's up for debate, I guess, for the managers themselves. But if there is an opportunity, I'm pouncing on that right away.